Welcome back to another episode of I'm completely naked below the waist, but none of you can tell. We're watching another button video today. I actually had another video prepared for you guys, but the file completely corrupted. Fuck me, right? I was reacting to a Jubilee video. I guess every time that I try and react to a Jubilee video, the file corrupts. So fuck me. Just entirely.
When the button lights up red, either player may press it and swap out their date for a new person.
Get out of here.
If two people can last on a date for 10 minutes, they win an all expenses paid second date.
This is the button.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. I'm Cal.
Andy.
Andy, nice to meet you. So what are you looking for? Like, why did you come on this?
I didn't experience a lot of things as a child, so like...
You didn't experience a lot as a child, so you're making up for that by going on the button? Just go to like a theme park or a SeaWorld. Go to a GameStop and buy yourself like an old console and just kind of play some old nostalgic video games. Why are you going on a dating show?
Fun fact about Andy.
Yeah.
They have 2 possums in their freezers right now.
First of all, the button's voice is definitely higher. That was like ear piercing. Second of all, let's hear it. It'd be a lot funnier if she was like, oh, she has 2 dead human bodies, 2 sandwiches made out of human meat in the refrigerator as we speak.
So tell me about that. Why do you have 2 possums in your freezer?
Well, I found them on the road and they were very fresh, and I know one of my many hobbies is I preserve dead little creatures in jars. Only ones I find, I don't kill them myself.
Y'all have seen the serial killer documentaries, right? We may have a literal serial killer. And I know like one of the main parts is violence towards animals, but this is still really fucking weird.
Everywhere I go, I find bones. I don't know why, it's just...
Wait, that's crazy. What do you mean, like
It's
just
like a-
outside?
Yeah, it's just like a weird ability.
It's not an ability. When you're out looking for fucking bones, you're bound to find some here and there.
I'm
That's
like
crazy.
a metal detector, but for bones. Take me to the park and I'll find you a bone.
Thank you.
I think because I'm like I was raised in a very like family oriented, even though my parents are strict, it's sometimes hard for me to be with people who aren't
Yeah.
as oriented with their families, you know?
So it wasn't the bones?
It wasn't the bones. No, the bones were great. No, and it wasn't the preserving dead animals. No, those were great things.
You just lied. That was not true.
So what would you like if you're starting to go on like a first date with a partner? Like what are things that you enjoy doing?
I like going to like places out like where there's like activities and stuff, like
Right.
you know, like board game cafes. I'm not a very outdoorsy person, but like going to the dog park, like that kind of thing. Like
Ooh, that might be hard. Like I'm a pretty fully like all I do is outdoors.
Yeah.
That's for 40 hours of my week. I'm such a capitalist slave that it's like sometimes it's like I
Right.
just want to be like far away from the city and as far away from possible, you know?
That's
So
fair.
I go on like I just like being out.
I think for that reason I'm gonna
Yeah.
but
No, that's totally fine.
That was the kindest button press I have ever seen. She was like, do you mind real quick if I just press the button? I just really don't think this is going to work out.
Hello.
Hi.
Isaiah.
Mandy.
Mandy.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. I'm loving the piercing, and I've seen the whole like button set.
My flair.
Yeah, is that like anything special to you, or like what's going on there?
I have like my cat. Yeah.
It's all good.
Jesus.
I just don't see myself becoming like super attracted to you, and like
At least he's honest. I have a lot of respect for that honesty.
What was the first thing you noticed that was unattractive to you?
damn. How do I just say them as a whole? Hello,
Jesus.
Isaiah.
I'm Ambrose. Nice to meet you.
Ambrose.
I recall Ambrose from another episode.
Tell me about your dynamics and what you look for in poly relationships.
I'm not looking for like a primary partner. I have a primary partner.
All right.
So, and I have 2 kids. I'm really busy, and I like to be upfront about that.
I am 23. I don't know if that's
Cool.
too young. So I am 23. So like I'm still like young 20s.
Yeah.
Turned 21 during COVID. Like I'm really just still starting my life in the nightlife scene. So
You're very cute, but you're so young. I'm 34, so it's just a little
understandable.
34 is insane. I would have never guessed that. What the fuck is a primary partner? I don't understand poly shit. Because when you're in a polyamorous or whatever it's called relationship, one person is enjoying themselves and getting fucked, and the other person is hating their life and getting fucked.
Hi,
I'm Alexa.
I'm Ambrose. Nice to meet you.
Don't say that fucking name. You're gonna wake that bitch up.
What are you looking for here?
Like I have a primary partner that's still that I'm committed to, and that's
Yeah.
going to be my primary. I am a very romantic person, so I'm definitely looking for someone that I can have like a very close relationship with, but not necessarily like moving in. But like, what about you?
I really just like connections with people and enjoying them how they are.
Yeah.
So I have a very limited amount of time.
You have a limited amount. What are you, dying? I've never heard someone say that they have a limited amount of time, but also be like 35 years old and in a relationship with kids. Maybe that's what they meant by a limited amount of time. Like they're 30 something years old and they have kids and they're in a relationship already. The amount of time that they can spend with their non-primary partner isn't a lot.
What do you mean when you say you don't have a lot of time?
So I have
Good question.
Kids, 2 jobs, a primary partner. Weekends are like pretty much my only time to hang out, which is...
I'm so sorry. I don't think I'm very good with kids, especially.
God, man, I would be an awful father. And I mean that in the nicest way possible to my future kid who's watching this video. Hopefully not, at least. I just don't think I'd be the greatest father, you know? And I think I do want to be one, which is the worst part about it. I'm someone who, like, when I get disinterested in something, I just drop it. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. So if I'm like 5 years into parenthood and I decide that I don't want to do it, God knows what the fuck is going to happen to me or that child. God forbid, right? And if you're my future son or daughter watching this, love you, wanted you the whole time. You were planned.
I'm Alexa.
Alexa, it's good to meet you. I'm Emma.
Nice to meet you, Emma.
I remember Emma from another episode as well. I feel like this episode was recorded in the same day as another episode. I don't remember which one it was, and I also still don't remember if it made it to the channel, but it definitely happened. I don't know if you guys care when I point this type of stuff out. Like, it doesn't add anything to the video when I say like, oh, I remember this person, but I just feel it's necessary for me to pause it and let you guys know that in my brain I've seen this person before in some other button video.
Thank you so much. I feel like we have like competing aesthetics.
I know a little bit. I'm a little
We have a lot of earth
neutrals.
tones. Do you usually wear a lot of like
I definitely prefer like browns, but I love pops of color.
I'm sorry, but this bitch is dressed like a loofah. The colors that you put on your body shouldn't have anything to do with the colors that you rub your body with in the shower, man.
So tell me, like, how do you date? How do you do non-monogamy?
I have a primary partner. They live in Chicago, so it's a long distance relationship.
If it's long distance, that doesn't sound like a primary. And I still don't speak this language exactly, but if you're in a long distance relationship and you're looking for something nearby, it looks like you're looking for your primary. That's all I'm saying.
I've been like poly kind of my whole adult life. I definitely approach polyamory in a very like non-hierarchical way, whatever, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit new to me, and I've like my partner has other partners and that's been working really well for me.
Oh, this is really good timing. Adam 22, you're a cuck. And this is a break I'm taking in my regularly scheduled programming just to address this little situation. And if you guys aren't familiar, Adam 22 is the host of a podcast called No Jumper. He recently allowed a porn star to fuck the shit out of his wife. Is this big black dude, and he put his big black cock, his BBC, into his wife. And then he's been doing a press tour on social media, doing interviews and answering questions about the instance in which he dicked down this man's wife. And word on the streets is they're saying Adam 22 paid for and recorded this. You sitting in the cuck chair in the hotel. All right.
I really love like dating and relationships, and I consider myself like a little bit of a like relationship nerd. What about you? What kind of things are you a nerd about?
What is a relationship nerd?
I'm a huge nerd about picture frames, which is very niche.
Picture frames? Not pictures. Not photography. Picture frame. I fuck it. I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Wait, Alexa?
Yes?
Can you look deep into Emma's eyes and in a sexy voice explain the sexiest parts of picture framing?
Okay, the sexiest parts of picture framing.
Sexy voice.
Okay, so I'd have to say the sexiest part of picture
Sexier.
framing is... I'm trying.
You're doing great.
Just like this very fancy type of glass that's anti-glare and 99% UV protected.
Sexy.
And it will make your art very sexy.
Is it expensive?
Yes.
Hot.
Fun fact about Emma,
Yes?
she took a fisting workshop.
Have you ever engaged with fisting?
Maybe at some point.
Maybe.
Who knows?
You don't know? I think you know it.
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
A fisting workshop. I don't have a joke to make here. I think the joke kind of just makes itself for me, right? Let's be mature about this.
I'm not going to press the
I won't
button.
press the button either. So how did your journey with that kind of start? Like,
I've always been a like horny little guy.
God, that's not something that I want to hear people say. I've always just been a horny little guy. In what context would that ever, besides maybe the button, resort in you getting a second date or a first date. Because I think the button technically isn't a first date. It's like in-person DMing or in-person Tinder. When would that ever get you through to an actual date? Fucking never. But let's see.
I have a complicated relationship with sex. There was many years where I actually identified as asexual.
Okay. So do you still identify as asexual?
I would say I have my days. It depends. Like in relationship, if I become the caretaker in relationship, my sex drive goes away.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Are you a bottom?
I am a bottom.
Yeah. What kind of, do you think I'm a bottom? What do you think my
I don't know.
bottom
I
is?
kind of think you're a top because you learned how to fist a little bit, or switch at least.
I mean, I learned about fisting as a general topic. No, I'm very switchy.
Okay.
But like I think for a long time I had like a fuck boy phase, and I was like very like, no, I'm a top only, and like I think in some ways that was me just sort of compensating for the fact that it's like difficult to receive pleasure and like get a bunch of sexual attention, but like. Yeah,
you know, that's interesting because I'm like in the
we just
opposite.
ignored the button.
We did.
That's a good sign.
I know it is.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I feel like there's a vibe here.
I feel like there's a
Yeah,
vibe
it
here.
definitely is a vibe here.
So I'm gonna go red one more time, and if you still want to push me, you can. And if you don't, I think we have a match.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm not gonna push it. Did we win?
I think we did win. Oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. Thank God it was you that walked out here.
It'd be so crazy if someone just pressed the button right there. I would have fucking loved that.
Yes!
Hi.
You have matched.
That was that. That was a pretty good episode of The Button. It wasn't as crazy or insane as the last one, but it was pretty good. So I definitely enjoyed it. I noticed that the Button's videos don't actually get that many views. And I think the reason for that is because no one watches the actual Button videos except for content creators like myself. And people just watch other people like myself react to them. Like your average everyday person, I don't think they ever really watch just a straight up Button video without someone else commentating on it, like me or Ludwig or Cody Ko or whoever the hell else you watch make Button videos. Hassan, for all I fucking know. There's a lot of people who do them. But that's all, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am dropping a new single this week as well. It's called Background, featuring Smooth. So definitely go watch that. What? Definitely go listen to that. Go listen to the recent episode of my podcast and like the video. I should have said that somewhere much earlier in the video, but like the video. That's important. Subscribe to the channel. That's important. And turn on post notifications. That's like the most important thing that you could honestly do for this channel. That would make me so happy. But more importantly is watch my videos and subscribe and like and turn on post notifications and listen to my music and listen to my podcast and pre-download all the episodes on Applefy and Spottle Music. Applefy and Spottle Music. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Bring another round. Put your egg in my for sauce, and when I come around, I see plenty bitches fall cause they can't hold it down. We be smoking on that shit